Hello everyone! This is Andy, and today is a bit special. It's my first English language video on this channel. Some of you might know me from my Polish videos or from my conference talks, but I decided it's time to reach out to a broader audience. Today I want to talk about motivation, a topic I've spent quite a lot of time thinking about during my professional life. First as a manager trying to figure out how to motivate my teams, and later as a consultant advising other managers who were struggling with the same challenge. Over the years, I've developed what I call the 3 keys of motivation. Because, you see, what makes people engage in their work above the bare minimum? We're not talking about just showing up and doing the absolute basics to avoid embarrassment. We want people to be genuinely engaged, to care about what they're doing. Let me tell you an anecdote. In one company, during the pandemic, when everyone went remote, someone had this brilliant idea to check how their developers were working by looking at their repository commits. They found one person who hadn't made a single commit in 2.5 months. When they politely asked what was going on, the person's response was to immediately resign. Now, we don't know the full story, but well, I think we can all guess what was likely happening here. Still, this is an extreme example. Most people do something at work, but we want them to do more than just the bare minimum. So, what are these 3 keys of motivation? Let me break them down for you. The first key is the product itself. When people believe in the product they're building, when they think it's awesome for some reason, maybe it's super innovative, or maybe it's critically important. Take a railway traffic control system, for example. It might not be the sexiest product, but it's incredibly important. If it fails, you've got chaos and millions of people can't get to work. Or maybe it's just fun, like a video game. Sure, if the next big game doesn't come out, the world won't end. But it's still cool. We're bringing entertainment to people. The key is finding what makes your product meaningful, whatever that meaning might be. That's why I always tell product managers they have a crucial job here. They need to spend time selling their product to their developers, helping them see its value and impact. The second key is craftsmanship, the technical aspect. This is where we want our teams to embrace the mindset that we're building code that we can be proud of, code that could be used to teach others. We're creating solutions that could appear in textbooks, solving fascinating algorithmic problems, implementing cutting-edge solutions. For many of us tech geeks, this alone can be incredibly motivating. It doesn't matter what the product is used for. What matters is that our work is beautiful and technically excellent. The third key is the team spirit, or what I call esprit de corps. It's about feeling good in your workplace, working with great people, feeling valued and appreciated. You can add a touch of elitism here too, the idea that getting into this team or company is special, that we're somewhat better than the rest. Now, in our times, sometimes marked by egalitarian thinking, suggesting that we're better than others might raise some eyebrows. But remember, about 70% of people consider themselves above-average drivers. It's a basic human need, and there's nothing wrong with building such feelings. The key is to build this pride through positive achievements and high standards, not by putting others down or creating antagonism. You can be proud of your team's excellence without needing to criticize others. These 3 keys aren't mutually exclusive. You can play all of them at once. It's just really hard to do. Google, for instance, managed to do this beautifully at one point. They had amazing products everyone used, cutting-edge technology, and getting into Google? Well, that was something special. They actually had the opposite problem. People would get into Google and then feel disappointed that the work wasn't as amazing as they were led to believe they were. So, if you're working on motivation in your team, try to focus on at least one of these keys. It's hard to nail all 3, but even one can make a significant difference. Recently, I heard an interesting quote: "If you have to motivate employees, you're not hiring right." It made me think. There's something I don't quite like about it, but there's also some truth there. If I have to strain myself incredibly just to get someone to do anything, then yeah, maybe it doesn't make sense. But I think this quote refers more to the bottom of the motivation spectrum. The 3 keys I've talked about are for reaching higher levels of motivation, for getting people truly engaged. That's all for today. Let me know what you think about these 3 keys of motivation. Do they resonate with your experience? Which one works best in your team? And yes, what you're seeing is my avatar. We're experimenting with new technology here. But don't worry, these were still my words and my thoughts, just delivered in a slightly different way.